Let us study multiplication of decimals. Before I start, there are two methods to multiply a decimal number. The method number one is first multiply the number without considering the decimal point. So you can see example here. The decimal numbers were 0.7 and 0.4. So I will not consider the decimal points. I will simply take up the numbers 7 and 4. Then after multiplying, I get the answer as 28. Then count the total number of digits after the point in both the numbers together. Now here 0.7 and 0.4. Here the decimal point was after one decimal place. Similarly here I had the decimal point after one decimal place. So total 1 and 1, that means 2 decimal place. Put the decimal point in the product so that there are as many digits after the decimal point as you counted. So in all I had 2 decimal place. So I write up 28. I give the decimal point after 2 digits from my right and I add up a 0 here. So this is method number 1, where I do not consider my decimal point. I do my calculation and at the last, after counting the decimal places, I give up my decimal point in the answer. Let us see example number H. 3.14 multiplied by 2.31. As you all can see, I did not consider my decimal point. I ignored it and I just took up the number 316 and 231. I carried forward my calculation. I have got in the answer as 72996. Now the decimal places in the first number were 2 and the decimal places in the second number were also 2. So total number of decimal places are 4. Now in the answer I will be giving the decimal point from the right after 4 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is 7.2996. Now let us see multiplication by method 2. In my method 2, I will write the decimals first as fractions. As we know, how do I write? 1.5 is written as 15.10 because I had one decimal place, so I will write 10. Here it was 0.003, so I will write it in the fraction form as 3 upon 1000. Now multiply the numerators. This become the numerator of the product. Now I will bring together the numerators and the denominators. The numerators 15 into 3 will give me 45 and the denominators together will give me 10,000. Now it is very easy for me to give the decimal point. When I convert a fraction into a decimal, I will have to give the decimal point after 4 digits from the right because I have 4 zeros in my denominator. So I'll get the answer as 0.0045. Similarly, let us see example number E. 13.04 into 19.41. So first I will write it as a fraction. So I will get it as 1304 upon 100 because I have 2 decimal places. 1941 upon 100, again 2 decimal places. I will multiply the numerators and the denominators. So when I multiply the numerators, I get the answer as 2531064. And denominators, when multiplied, I'll get again 10,000. So now I'll be giving up the decimal point in the answer after 4 decimal places from the right. So I get the answer as 253 or 253.1064. Let us study multiplying a decimal by 10, 100 and 1000. To multiply a decimal by 10, move the decimal point 1 place to the right. And to multiply a decimal by 100, move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So in short, whenever I have a decimal point and I multiply it by the base numbers, I shift my decimal point to the right depending on the number of zeros. Let's see example number first, that is A. 0.56 multiplied by 10. Now 10 had 1 0, so I will shift up my decimal point to the right one place. So now my decimal number becomes 5.6. Let us see example number C, 0.100. Now it is same. Since I have to shift my decimal point to the right 2 times because I have 2 zeros in my 100, I will add up a 0 to the right side to make sufficient numbers. So now my number become 90.0. Now last example, let us take F1, 0.21 into 1000. So I have to shift my decimal point to the right 3 times because I have 3 zeros in my 1000. So